Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and it's finally time. Skaventide is almost here. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Sunday preview. Skaventide approaches. The wait is almost over. There has been extensive rules coverage, 24 faction-focused articles previewing how your favorite armies play, and loads of amazing miniatures. The Skaven have enacted their realm-shattering plan and are swarming across the mortal realms, and only the Stormcast Eternals stand between them and the victory from the Great Horned Rat. So there's a little video right here, but we're going to take a look at the full article. Alright, and here we see Warhammer Age of Sigmar 4.0 Skaventide. So this is the launch box set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar 4.0. It has two really nice sized armies in it for the Stormcast Eternals and the new Skaven. 72 total models, all brand new, beautiful sculpts. You have all the books necessary to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar 4.0. We have also the campaign book, and then the Spearhead as well, which is essentially like the Combat Patrol smaller version of the game with fixed lists. Comes with a bunch of cards, everything you need. Beautiful, beautiful box set. Definitely one of the best values Games Workshop has ever produced. Some of the best models we have ever seen, and this will completely revitalize Age of Sigmar. So very, very cool. We also have the price confirmed for this box set in the United States, $265 USD. If you pre-order from your local store, you'll get access to, based on availability, a free journal, which is pretty cool. Also, Games Workshop is offering a couple of bonus items as well. If you order from a Games Workshop in person, you're going to get command point markers with the either Skaven or Stormcast insignia on them. And then if you order directly from Games Workshop's web store, paying full price in either of those situations, you're going to get the new objective marker coins, which is going to be 3 and 3 Stormcast and Skaven in nice quality metal. So very, very cool. Lots of options here. Everything is based on availability. We know previously with the Dominion set, Games Workshop overproduced it so much, and that box was priced at $200 USD, and there are still boxes out there all over the internet and on store shelves for $100, which is 50% less than the retail price. So in this case, I expect Games Workshop is going to be producing a ton of these. There's a lot more hype, a lot more excitement, and arguably the Skaven are much more popular than the kruleboyz, and people have been waiting for this range refresh. So even if they produce the same amount of boxes or more, I don't expect they're going to have the same issue completely flooding the market and these things being sold for a fraction of the value. But it always is something to keep in the back of your head. If you're thinking about picking up multiples of these boxes, might not be a bad idea to wait and just see how everything goes. Pick up one now and maybe one more later, but just throwing that out there so it's fresh in everyone's minds. We see also with the Leviathan launch box for 10th edition that came out, those things are still readily available all over the United States, all over the world, but they're not so bad that we see them at a massive discount. But you can typically find them for about 15 to 20% off retail. So unless you're really after the freebies, there's not a ton of incentive to buy directly from Games Workshop because you're not going to get a discount. And most retailers in the United States or abroad are offering like 15 to 20% off. And then you have potential access if you're early enough to get one of those cool journals as well. And of course, CMO Games will have this box on sale with free shipping in the United States and a nice discount. So check them out and tell them Warhammer Man sent you. Skaventide is the behemoth debut for the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it's the greatest launch box ever. The pre-order window will open for 2 weeks as usual, and although we've made loads, the set is strictly available while stocks last. So Games Workshop will not reprint this launch box. There's a ton of value in it. They will later on come out with like probably 2, I would suspect 3 tier boxes, which are like basically the starter sets to get you into Age of Sigmar 4.0. One will probably feature 2 bigger armies with some terrain. One will be a combination of the 2 Spearhead forces from this box set, and then the other will just be a smaller starter set. And of course, those will be priced at various price points, probably somewhere around like $60, $100, and $175 respectively. We expect the pre-order period to be quite busy, so we're activating a queuing system with a limit of 1 copy of Skaventide per customer. You'll be able to pre-order at the following times in your area. Alright, so the queue is going to be in effect. I don't suspect this is going to be an issue. I don't think anybody who wants Skaventide is going to have an issue getting a hold of it. But as far as the freebies are concerned, those tend to be rather limited from the retail stores, much less limited from the actual Games Workshop stores. And of course, Games Workshop themselves wants to incentivize people to pay full price directly from them, cut out the middleman, so they should have tons of the freebies available from them. So Skaventide pre-order from Saturday the 29th of June. And it'll come out 2 weeks following on Saturday. We have New Zealand, 10 a.m., UK and Ireland, 10 a.m., Australia, 10 a.m., US and Canada, 10 a.m., and that is Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern, Japan, 11 a.m., and then the rest of the world at 11 a.m. Available while stocks last, limited to 1 per customer. And if you are after multiples of these, even with the limit of 1, you just jump back in the queue if it's even still up, and then you can just buy another one if you want. There's no actual restrictions to getting more than 1, just 1 per individual order.
Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video.
This massive launch box is packed to the brim with 74 jaw-dropping new miniatures divided between 2 factions. The Stormcast Eternals comprise 24 miniatures with a command staff made up of an Imperius, Lord Vigilant on Griff Stalker, a Solomon Lord Terminus with Attendant Memorian, a Lord Veritant with Griffgrow, and a Knight Quester. The rank and file are made up of 10 Indomitable Liberators, alongside 3 battle-hardened Reclusians, with the Memorians and 3 Soaring Prosecutors. So we see the new sculpts of the Liberators and the new sculpts of the Prosecutors, and then a bunch of new miniatures for the Stormcast Eternals. Pitted against them are the Periphetus Skaven. They are led by a Scheming Claw Lord on Gnawbeast and a Grey Seer from the Master Clan, while the Warlock Engineer watches over the complement of Scryer weapons. The crowning jewel of this collection of chaotic contraptions is the Rattling Warblaster, which is supported by 3 Warplock Giselles. A truly prodigious collection of 40 clan rats make up the bulk of this vile horde, and 3 hulking rat ogres provide the muscle. That's not everything either, as Skaventide also comes with everything you need to play the new Spearhead game mode. Within the Stormcast Eternals and Skaven forces, there are enough miniatures to construct their Spearhead forces, and rules for all the currently available Spearhead boxes are contained within the 144-page Spearhead Fire and Jade book. Okay, so that's really cool. The actual Spearhead book has all of the current Spearhead box rules inside of it. Inside this force, you have all of the stuff you need for the Skaven and Stormcast Spearheads. It also comes with your card deck, a little bit of terrain, and then of course all the models listed. You're going to get the big core book and then also like the Crusade book if you're looking to play through a campaign. So really nice box set, full complement of everything you need to play Age of Sigmar 4.0, either in the Spearhead minigame mode or full size as well. On top of that, you'll also get a double-sided game board with printed objectives. The 4 pieces of terrain you need, 3 inches and 6 inch range rulers with clipped together, and all the cards you need, 2 twisted decks and 2 battle tactics decks. Throw in some dice and you can be playing Spearhead on your dining room table at launch day. So very interesting that this box set comes with everything but the dice. Of course, most people have plenty of dice, so it's not an issue. But here we can see the double-sided game board with the objectives already on it. We can see an actual Spearhead game set up with the Stormcast and Skaven, and then the terrain included in the box set. It does have the clipped-together rulers, and then, of course, all the cards. Really, really nice box set right here. Tons of hype, and I am personally super excited for Age of Sigmar 4.0. We're going to be doing a Spearhead campaign, Escalation League, so keep your eyes out for that over on TableTop Bros. That's still not everything, as the mountain of stuff is capped off with this 272-page hardback Warhammer Age of Sigmar core book, which is a treasure trove of gorgeous art, in-depth background information, including a fold-out cosmology of the mortal realms, and an exploration of each of the 8 realms told from the perspective of their inhabitants. This book also contains all the core and advanced rules you need to play, the First Blood Battle Pack, and the Path to Glory Battle Pack. Rounding things out is a deck of 17 cards which contain the season rules and battle plans for 2024-2025 Match Play Season General's Handbook. So you can start honing your tactical nuance from the word go. So really nice, super chunky core book right here, and then the General's Handbook cards. So that's basically everything for the actual season, the objectives and everything. There's also a pre-order bonus to be scored while stocks last. Pre-order from the Warhammer web store or the in-store terminal for your local Warhammer store, and you'll get a set of 6 metal objective tokens. If you wait until release day of July 13th and buy your box at your local Warhammer store, you'll receive a set of command point tokens. Just ask our friendly store staff for more details, and again while stocks last. Alright, so here we see the actual objective markers if you pre-order from Games Workshop directly or pre-order in person from a Games Workshop store. And then if you pick it up in an actual Warhammer store while supplies last, here are the actual command point tokens. Again, Skaven and Stormcast, pretty cool. Finally, if you pre-order from participating independent stockists, you can get a hardback notebook themed after Skaventide. Simply ask your local stores for more details. And this is what you get for supporting your local store. Really, really cool book right here. Hardback journal. Really nice for like campaign or just a regular notebook. You can do it to keep track of your game's battle points. Just really good book right here. I'm definitely excited for this, and always prefer to support the friendly local game stores or online retailers. Because essentially when you order directly from Games Workshop, you're cutting out the middleman, and the middleman is in many cases your local shop or favorite online retailer. So the last thing we want to do is cut them out of the mix. All right, and then also coming from Black Library, we have Skaventide. To tie in with the release of the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, there's a gripping new novel by Gary Closer, Skaventide. Deep in the heart of the Skaven apocalypse, the Stormcast Eternals of the Ruination Chamber fight for their survival. But within the blighted wastelands lies a prize. A lost Stormcast Eternal who carries within him ancient and forbidden knowledge. Should the Skaven claim him, it will surely spell doom of Ashri, and the race is on as the Hour of Ruin begins. You'll be able to pre-order it in hardback, ebook, and audio formats, fully setting the scene for Age of Sigmar 4.0 and unraveling the story of Skaventide. Skaventide is also available in a beautiful royal blue special edition in the colors of the Hallowed Knights, with a screen-printed artwork complemented by silver foil on the front and spine, alongside blue page edges and a blue ribbon bookmark. It also features the regular full-color art inside, and it's signed by the author as a special edition. Orders are limited to 1 copy per order. So really cool looking artwork right here on the cover, cool edges, and then of course the bookmark. Definitely cool. So tons of excitement with the pre-order of Age of Sigmar 4.0 and the Skaventide Launch Box. I know there is a lot of excitement, a lot of hype building locally, and I feel it on the internet as well. Once again, the price on this, $265 USD, or your local currency equivalent, give or take Games Workshop's special taxes. I will definitely be picking up a couple copies of this as it is loaded with miniatures, and these boxes, the launch boxes for the new edition, are always the absolute best deals that Games Workshop ever provides based on MSRP value of what's inside. As always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products, and make sure to tell them Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I am absolutely hyped. I cannot wait for this to be out in a couple of weeks, and I'm out of here.